Hello folks, Steve from Sigenergy. Today we've had these little boxes arrive. It's a very exciting day today. This is a 6 kilowatt inverter. You can get from 5 to 12 single phase and up to 25 kilowatt 3 phase. Now this is the important little bit. This is the gateway. Now this is what turns it into off-grid, and you can control what the power does. You can put a generator on this, it's pretty awesome. So today I'm going to unpack it. I'm going to run through stuff a little bit with you and just sort of explain what it can do and how we're going to do the job for you. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting. This is a 6 kilowatt inverter. We've unpacked it and now we've got it out to show you. This is the gateway. Now what happens is that's really exciting stuff. What happens is this gateway is it's like the heart of everything. So this inverter will go to the gateway. The power from the road goes to the gateway, and the gateway goes to the switchboard. So basically this is what controls how the power works, where the power goes to, and how it switches from one to the other. You can also, it's generator ready. So you can actually put a little generator on, so if the batteries get low and you've got off grid, you can kick that generator in automatically, which is, it's pretty handy. It's another exciting thing. Now, the good thing about this inverter is that this one that we're putting into this job is a 6 kilowatt, but it can actually take a 12 kilowatt array, up to 12. Now, what's good about that is you've got a bell curve, and it's more at the beginning, more at the end. It does stop at 6. All you do is lose the top of the bell. You get more at the beginning, more at the end, and it makes this more efficient. And so what we're going to do now is we've unpacked it, we've shown you. We're going to come back when we've wired it and show you. We're going to open that up, show you how it's wired in and what you've got. We got fuses in there, and I'll show you what does what. Like where the generator goes, where the inverter goes into, where the grid goes into. It's quite an exciting little thing actually, but. As far as solar goes, I think it's about as premium as you get. It's a very nice unit and it's very easy to use. It's got an app that we'll go through it later on in the video. And yeah, we'll just go from there. But yeah, very exciting stuff ahead. Now, just if you're wondering, this is me coming out of a closet. Come with me, I've got something to show you. I've been doing some really cool stuff in here. Now, if you get down here, this is the gateway. This is what we've been talking about before the other day, but we've been installing it, so it's been a few days. Now, if I bring you into here, there's some really good stuff going on here. Not a lot of space in this closet. Been here a little while. This here is this is basically the heart of it. This is where it all works and stuff, and it's magic. So you have the supply coming onto the switchboard, comes down to the grid, and then it comes out of the backup into whatever you want to have backup back into here. The inverter that's out on the side of the wall, that comes up into here, inverter there. Now that's the 40 amp one. If you have a bigger inverter, it goes into the other one. That's a smart port. That's your generator backup. And it's really clever. It can turn that generator off and on if it needs to. It's really clever. With the battery down there, it does 6 kilowatt. The array on this one is about 9 kilowatts. When it goes above 6, the actual battery can take, because it's DC to DC, it's DC coupled, the battery can actually take the excess of 6 kilowatts, which is great. And then what we're going to do, we're going to have a look in here. I'm going to take that off for you. And then after that, I'm just going to show you a few things. And then we're going to go through the app and have a look. Yeah, it's real fun, really exciting. Now, folks, we'll just give you a little rundown just so you know what's going on. This is the grid. This is coming from the grid, from the main switchboard, through the main switch into the grid. And this one comes out. So this one here is the one that's on if it's off or on grid, and then it switches it through these here. And this one here is the inverter. So that's the inverter that we have out in the outside wall with the battery on it. That comes in here, which is supplying the power, and then it sort of decides what it wants to do. There's a little computer in there that sort of controls it and tells you what to do. It makes it really easy. That's obviously your neutral bar and your earth bar there, and yeah, the rest of it's pretty straightforward. But yeah, really fun stuff. Really interesting. For me, it's interesting, but yeah, all you need to know is it works really well. Now we're here with a Sigenergy app that is the way you control the solar system, and I'm going to run it through with you. So it's very user friendly. So basically on the top there that's basically your house. On the top part, 6.4 kilowatts is what the solar's producing at any one given time. The 5.7 is what you're actually using off grid. There's a car being charged and the aircon's on inside. The 38.6 kilowatts Sig Install. That's the battery. It's not using anything at the moment, 0 kilowatts. Well, it's just gone to 0.7 kilowatts now. It's got 38.7% battery capacity. That's what's actually in there. And then if you go down to the profile, My Energy Profile, that gives you a list of different things you can choose. We're going to go into the battery level settings because that's the one consumer use, or you'll use quite a bit. Now down here you've got the backup level. Now all you do is you just touch it and then you just drag it up or down. So if you've got like a storm coming and you know that there's going to be a power cut at some stage, or it's likely it's going to happen, then you lift it up there, say to where you want to go. 80% is pretty good, or if it's going to be a really big storm, chuck it right up to 100 and then you save it. And then what it'll do is, if you go back, you save changes and then you go back into the home screen and you'll see it's starting to charge the battery up, and it's bringing it in from the grid to charge the battery to say, hey look, there's a storm coming, we want power in that battery just in case. All right, so we'll leave that there. I'll change that back later. That shows you your battery level, what you've got in reserve. That's that's from grid is the purple, and the yellow's what's come in from solar. Yellow for the sun, it's pretty obvious. And then those are your levels of what you've got usable, and you've got 39.1% actual level. So, and then what you come down here, you've got, this is basically what everything's doing at any given time or over a period of time. You can change to a day, you can change to a week, or you can change to a month. Tells you what you've been using in a month on the system here so far this month. And it's what's the date today? It's the 21st. So far it's used it's produced 752 kilowatt hours, which is pretty good. And then it's brought in from the grid 395, but it's put back 287, and this particular plan gets 17 cents. So it works out pretty even. All right, you're not really paying for a lot. And then this just gives you a bar graph. You can pick and choose what you want out of that. Battery charged, you can take the solar off, put it on, what you've imported from the grid, what you've or exported into the grid, and what you haven't, you can turn it off and on, and all those different things there. That gives you a little brief rundown of what you've used, how much you've produced, and how much you've given back to the grid. That's your energy level. And it's just, it'll, those are your settings. You can go in and you can do your settings. You can change what your name is. You can do all sorts. Those are your devices that you have. Those are the panels. That's the size of the panels here. That's the gateway that we just talked about 5 minutes ago. And that sensor actually goes onto the switchboard. And what that does is it actually tells you how much power the grid is using or not using, or how much you're putting back. All right, because it needs to know, and then it balances out from there. And that's it. And service, that's pretty obvious. You've got, if you need to have it serviced, you can give me a call. My number's up there. And that's it really. So yeah, very clever. You can do a lot more than that. I've actually got the installers app, which I can actually go on remotely and find if there's a fault. I can actually work it out and sort of most likely fix it from a remote station, which is quite handy. And then in here you've got, this is your current mode, which is time based. So what time based is, it means I can choose at any given time what I want it to do. So I can have it on, I can have it consuming, so it'll just consume and won't put anything in the battery. I can have the battery charging. I can have, just using solar. It can. But you can go into, that's your time base. You can actually do it on the AI mode, so it decides. You can do self-consumption, which basically it sort of it means that you're going to use it as much as you can. All right, that's time based. And that's a schedule. So what I've done on this one is I've got self-consumption from 1 in the afternoon till midnight, and then I've got discharging. Now why I've got discharging is because if the batteries can take power at the peak of the sun, then it'll take the excess off the array, because it's DC coupled. Like I spoke before, it goes DC from the array to DC to the battery. And then, because AC can only do, it's actually 6.6 kilowatts on this 6 kilowatt inverter. It can only do that at any one given time. So, and then you've got fully feed into the grid. So if you've got a really good, if you can buy it, if you can sell it at a really good rate, and it's, you want to just give it back all the time, that's fully feed into the grid. And then, so it's pretty clever. So we're going to put it back on time-based mode. There, save, go back. And you can do this. And it's really easy to use. It's one of these. I've put in a few other systems, but this one is the easiest I find to explain to most people. Most people are pretty good with it. And that's it. Yeah, very clever.